We are in an introduction to statistical learning. I don't have a picture of the book up here, but hopefully you're familiar with what it looks like. And we're on question 15, part of the applied problems. These are all of the questions, and it's multi-part, but I'm going to end up condensing a lot of these into really just 2 blocks of code. So for the first part, we are going to write several functions. I'm actually just going to condense it into one function, but that basically returns to us some value raised to some arbitrary power. Okay, let's do that here. So I have power, or that's the name of my function. So I'm defining my function here in R, and this function is going to have 2 arguments that I'm going to use or define in there. I'm not defining the arguments, but I'm using the arguments that I'm defining here. And those are going to be x and a. And x is going to be the base power, like up here, like 2. And then a is going to be the exponent, so maybe 3. Okay. So I'm just defining it as result. So the first couple problems ask us to just simply print x times a. And then they want us to use return. And again, I'm just, you can toggle the, you can just toggle the comment out mark there. Okay, but I've defined my function to be x raised to the power of a, and then I'm returning that result. Okay, and so then here's just several examples that are given to us to try to solve. So 2 to the power 3, 3 to the power 8, 10 to the third, so on. Okay, and so we run all that, and these are the correct answers. Okay, so that's easy. And now the last 2 parts, parts E and F, where are we at here? Yeah, so in parts E and F, we are going to plot, we're actually going to plot these results as a function of x. So I'm going to define a bunch of x values and then define an a and then plot all of those and a couple of other things here. So, so here I have a new function, plot power. And again, I need to define my arguments. And so again, I'm just using x and a. And now in this larger function, I'm going to use the function that I already defined. I don't have to do that, right? But I'm going to call upon the function that I just defined called power, which just returns x to the a. Alternatively, I could just comment that out, right? And I could just do this, and I'll come up with the same result. But I'm just using that just to demonstrate that you can use functions within functions. Okay, and then I'm going to plot this result over x, right? So I'm going to have x raised to the power of a on the y-axis, and then the value of x on the x-axis. Okay, and then I'm actually going to make 4 different plots here, just because it's asked for in the question. So I'm just going to have x versus x to the power of a, and then I'm going to log x, and I'll take that, find that graph, and then I'm going to log the y-axis or x to the power of a, so log of x to the power of a, and then I'm just going to log both axes, x and y, or x and x to the power of a. Okay, so I've defined my function here. And so now I need to pass it, so I'm going to use it here and here, and I need to pass it an x and an a. So what is my x? Well, I'm going to pass it a bunch of values, xseq or xsequence, which is just the digits 1 through 10. Okay, so I'm passing that. And then I'm raising each value in xseq to either 2 or 3. Okay, and this is going to print out some plots for me. Okay, so here's the first one. So this is x squared. Right, so we have x, log of x to the a. Now we have log of x to the a over x, and then both logs. Okay, and then similarly, when I raise everything to the 3rd power, I get another set of graphs here. Okay, so that was a pretty simple one. I've also I made a video, or I'm sorry, I did not make a video. There's a Colab sheet also that will be linked in the description for the Python version. But I am not going to make a video on the Python version. It's just the concepts are redundant, and I think that R, the code is a little bit more intuitive to try to grasp the concept. So, but if you really hate that and you really, really want Python videos, then I guess let me know and I will make those instead, or make those in addition to this. Okay, that is it.